Hello, Trekkies.
Hello, Trekkies.
Hello, Trekkies. So I'm here with the fantastic Gary Graham at SciFi Ball in Southampton. I'm honestly, I'm really honored to be in your presence.
Oh,
And big fan.
All mine.
Big fan of Enterprise, big fan of the character that you've done in Enterprise, and I know you've been in Alien Nation as well. I was attending the talk that you did, and you're just such a fantastic and fun guy, and the conversation was so engaging, and I was like, wow.
Great. Well, thank you. People travel a great distance sometimes and pay a lot of money and really they sacrifice to come to these things, and it's an honor to be invited to them. So I really appreciate the fans. They're so nice to me, and the whole franchise and being a part of the big Star Trek family is a great honor and a privilege. So I don't take that lightly, and I like the fans to feel good. So I figure, yeah, it's all about you when you're up on stage and everybody's looking at you and they're asking you questions, but it's all about us. The fans are. I call them friends. These are my friends. I'm not the Lord of the Lord of Southampton dealing with my subjects. They're my friends, and so we talk about things they're interested in. When you start thinking about the franchise, and Star Trek is huge, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of this family, and amongst my friends. You guys aren't just fans. You guys are friends. Friends of mine. We're united in this love for this great thing that Roddenberry brought out with us so long ago.
Honestly, you changed a lot about my perspectives on actors in general.
Oh, good. That's so gratifying to hear, really. Truly, Gary. I'm like you. I didn't know anything until I actually did it, and over the years learned what's entailed in being an actor, what's entailed in serving a story and being a part of it, and how do you do that? How do you rehearse something and make it come to life and act and make people believe something that isn't really happening? We're dealing with things you're recreating, and it's a great adventure, and it's always intrigued me, even before I was in it, just observing it from the outside. And the more I get into it, the more I learn a lot from the people I work with, and I studied a lot, in preparation for this career. So that's good to hear, and I always think it's fascinating to me. It's very interesting to me. I'm just hoping that the people aren't bored out of their wits as I ramble on about it.
You always wanted to be an actor?
No, not at all.
What was your dream job then?
Well, I was going to be a doctor, is what I was going to be, like my dad. My father was a doctor and a surgeon, and so I thought, wow, sounds good to me. And I was always interested in science, and I did well in school, and I admired and respected what he did, and so I had that interest, and up until the college, I was full bore pre-med, and then I met a girl, and many tragic stories begin with I met a girl, and suddenly I did a U-turn and started being in plays and taking acting classes, and the rest is history.
In terms of Star Trek, how the series, how being into this, being part of this franchise changed your life in general?
Well, it's certainly afforded me to travel more, to going into these conventions and feeling a part of a bigger, huge franchise. I feel sorry for actors who aren't in the Star Trek franchise, and they can't, they don't know, they don't share this experience of meeting all these great fans, and it's worldwide. I mean, I did a bunch of JAG episodes, but there aren't any JAG conventions. I did various TV movies. I did, guest stars and series that don't really have the convention experience. And it's just, oh, it's just a great thing. I feel very privileged and honored and lucky to have fallen into Star Trek.
And it's really good to have you on board in the Star Trek family, obviously. And talking about Star Trek and your character in Enterprise, Ambassador Soval, how would you describe that character?
He's a man who has a strong sense of duty. He's a public servant for the Vulcans, and he takes it. He does not take it lightly, his duties. And he, when we come upon him, he's at a point where he's worked with the humans, and really has a great distrust and a concern for dealing with the humans and for their emotional proclivities. He thinks they're brash. They don't use logic. They think emotionally rather than logically.
Listen to me, you're making a mistake.
When your logic doesn't work, you raise your voice. You've been on Earth too long.
And they're a danger. They're a danger to their species, and they're a danger to the Federation and to the peaceful efforts that this ambassador is trying to do with the Klingons and the Andorians and all the various species. So he's a man of purpose, and he's at odds with humans as we pick up on Enterprise, and it's a long throw to get him to, first of all, tolerate and then even trust, and even ultimately, which I love in the loop, as my part of Enterprise winds up, he's an affection and a admiration and respect for humans. And we would have never thought that from the pilot, but 5 years later, there we are.
And it's interesting to come up with the basics of your character. But I remember you played the mirror self of yourself as well, your character, in the mirror episode in Enterprise season 4. How was that different, playing the regular Soval instead of the mirror Soval?
I have to confess. I think there was in the original series there was a mirror darkly type of episode where they I think it was taken from the. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I recall it. And I remember reading the script and being on the set, and I remember reading the script of Mirror Darkly, and just thinking, "What? I am confused." Is this now? Is Archer? Is he the good Archer, the bad Archer, or the Archer that's outside his body, sort of taking it all in? There seem to be three personalities, and I am completely out of character, doing all these crazy. I think I get it, but I'm not really sure. And I remember being on the set the first day of this episode. This is after working with these guys for a couple of years, really. We did this big scene, and Jolene Blalock was there, and Scott Bakula, and Vaughn Armstrong. And I have lines with Archer, with Scott, and I stopped and I said, "Excuse me," and I turned to the director and said, "Is he now himself, or is he the guy looking over his shoulder, or is he his other?" Bakula just goes, "Oh man, oh God, will somebody get Gary the script?" But he's got a great sense of humor, and he was just kind of mocking it and just doing it big for my benefit. I just went, sorry, I don't get it. And I still didn't get it. Even after he explained, I go, I got it. I'm not dense. It's just, it's so hard to follow here. And then I saw, I shot the whole thing, and everybody said it seems to work. And I go, okay, all right. And then I saw it all cut together. I go, oh, I get it now. So funny.
Well, unfortunately, that's what I've got time for.
That's it, huh? That
but
long drawn. Sorry, I'll have to work on that. I've got to tell that story quicker.
No, it's absolutely fine. It was such a delight to meet you, Gary, meeting Gary, and
thank you, Gary.
and it was such a great joy to be with you in this short video, and I hope wish you all the best, and I hope to see you in any of the iterations of Star Trek in the future, if there's ever be one. That they will need you. We will love to see you.
Good.
So
you're listening, Discovery?
Live long and prosper, everyone.